Am I live? I think so. All right. Welcome, everyone. Okay. Here we are for my Friday live video. And I'm like, it seems like it's starting to rain. So I'm hoping it's going to stay good doing this video. Anyway, welcome. I'm super excited. And major quantum leaps that my clients are having and I'm having as well. So I just wanted to get into that a little bit because the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now is around ancestral healing. So, and if you are here, please say hi. Hi, Juanita. Um, yeah, so what I really want to talk about for the most part is what's happening with these really deep, profound ancestral healings that I'm seeing with people, and how that is directly contributing not only to your own, sorry, I have to, your own spiritual advancement, but the spiritual advancement of the planet. So there's this way right now where we have the ability to have these deep ancestral healings and clearings in a very short amount of time. So it's almost like quantum ancestral healing is what's been happening. And I've noticed it with myself. I had a session with, well, there's a few, I'm always working with a ton of people and getting a ton of support. And I had a couple things happen in the last couple days where I had a huge ancestral healing for myself around something that actually happened with my mom that I saw that I was holding in my cellular memory, in my DNA, and it was actually something that was passed through our ancestral line that she actually played out, and I was holding in my cellular memory, and it was actually affecting my ability to birth new creations into the world. And it was huge. It's huge. It was a very traumatic thing that my mom went through, and I saw that I was still holding it in this very specific way. So it's really interesting too, because what I'm also seeing is that even things that we thought we cleared, or we thought we dealt with or acknowledged or whatever, are coming up in a different way, in a newer way, in a way that we have this opportunity to more deeply and profoundly clear them, so that we can get to this really like more comprehensive, deeper, and more profound next level, if that makes sense. I'm like not even exactly sure how to describe it, but this is what I'm seeing with a lot of people, that these issues that they might have dealt with before are coming up in an even deeper way, in a more comprehensive way, so that you can clear them and release them and step into a completely new paradigm that's available to you. And I'm going to be talking a little more about that later, but I just want to finish with this ancestral healing stuff. So yeah, basically everybody I'm working with right now is having these profound ancestral healings, where stuff that you didn't even realize you were holding on to, that's been carried down the ancestral line, is clearing and releasing and moving, and when you do have those clearings and those releases, what ends up happening is you have a profound awareness of your abilities in an even deeper way. So like that's why people's psychic abilities are coming online in a very profound way right now, because as you release these traumas, these lower frequency energies that you're holding in your cellular memory, it literally like opens up the space for this cosmic energy to channel through you. So as you clear and release this stuff, you start to actually just become like a clear channel for this cosmic energy, and you start to really have this deep awareness of your multidimensionality, how you actually are existing in multiple planes of reality at the same time, and you learn how to work in those planes of reality consciously so that you can actually become like a quantum manifester. So that's what I'm really seeing with people is as you have these deep ancestral healings happening, your ability to work in the quantum field just magnifies so much because there's nothing blocking it now. And also, these deep ancestral wounds, these deep ancestral traumas actually block us from the understanding of our ability to work in the quantum, because we are quantum manifestors. We are multidimensional beings. We have origins in the cosmos. Like, we are cosmic beings, right? But because we're carrying this ancestral wounding in our DNA, it actually blocks our ability to see that, right? To have that awareness of ourselves. So when we have these deep ancestral clearings, what ends up happening is those abilities come online, and we understand how we understand on a deeper level how to work in the quantum, and it just becomes easy for us. So I'm just going to go to the comment. Andrea says, I'm working on an email to my list and have been all eyes on Facebook waiting for me to go live. That's so funny. Hi, Ashton. Okay, and if you're watching, please let me know if you're here so I can say hi. Okay, so yeah, so this is the big theme of this week. And I know I've kind of been talking about this a lot lately because I feel like this is a theme for September, although last week was more around the past life stuff. And this week is much more around the ancestral stuff because that's just what I'm seeing with everybody and with myself. So not only are your gifts and abilities coming online more, but we're starting to have these deep awarenesses around our ability to work in the quantum and play in the quantum field and become a quantum manifester. Because what manifestation really is it's much less about like these like processes or skills or like mindset or whatever. And it's much more about your ability to manage and work with your own energy. And it's about the way you engage with the world, the way you engage with the quantum field, and your knowing and understanding of your abilities and how energy really works, right? And the way that energy really works is it's all coming from you. So we have this programming from society and the matrix that like things are happening to us, things are happening outside of us, and we're at the effect of it. And actually it's the opposite. It's one of those great inversions that they do, where it's actually the opposite. So everything is happening for you and from you. So when you start to really understand that, and you really can feel and own that and operate from a way that you are actually applying that knowledge, then your ability to work in the quantum and manifest becomes really easy, because it's less about like, oh my gosh, I have to create this thing, and more about you working with the acceleration of energy and you applying your ability to accelerate and advance energy coming from you, if that makes sense. So what's happening now, like I said, is that as we're experiencing these deep ancestral clearings, we're able to work with our energy in such a different way, because we don't have those lower frequency energies tying us to these frequencies of lack, limitation, scarcity, and this density, right? So we're able to see and engage with the quantum field much more easily. So let me know if that is making sense to you and if you guys are feeling that, because this is really what I'm tuning into this week. And then the other thing too is just the opportunities that come. Oh my God, it's like raining really bad right now. Wait, I have to move so my computer doesn't get wet. Okay, so sorry, that doesn't look as good, but I don't want my computer to get wet. Okay, so the opportunities that come along with this. So the opportunities that come along with this are like, and this is something that I've been saying for a while, but it's so potent and powerful right now. Like, it's gonna become really difficult for you to do things that aren't aligned for you. And when I say aligned, I don't mean like in like this way of like, oh, that feels good. It's like, no, deeply aligned. It's going to become very difficult to do things that aren't deeply aligned and aren't aligned with not only your soul but like your mission and what you're supposed to be doing. And things are just going to naturally fall away, but there might be, you know, bigger decisions that you have to make, right? Like, I know a lot of people are facing the decision of leaving their job right now because of everything that's going on in the world. So there's like these bigger energies coming forward around like kind of propelling you and forcing you to make these bigger decisions about like, it's almost like the universe and the energies are saying like, okay, it's go time. Like, you need to like shit or get off the pot, basically, is like the energy that I feel, where we're kind of being thrust forward, and it's like, you need to go. You need to acknowledge what you're really supposed to be doing, and you need to move forward, because anything else is just going to feel really shitty, for lack of a better word. It's just going to feel so uncomfortable, and it's just going to feel like so wrong or something. Like, I can't really explain it. So what I'm seeing a lot is people kind of feeling this thrusting energy where it's like, oh shit, like I got to do this now. Like, there's no more waiting around. There's no more like waiting for a better time. There's no more like seeing what will happen. Like, it's just not that's just not how it's working anymore. We don't have any more time. Okay, I'm just checking the comments here. Oh, Juanita says, I've been working so much with you and Jocelyn and Barry and have uncovered so much. I didn't realize that my desire for speed was going to result me in moving through things all at once. Yeah, that's what happens, right? I thought I could bypass the whole processing my feelings thing and the feelings that were passed down to me. Today has been intense, been sitting by the water for the past couple hours. Apparently today was the day that I've been waiting for and terrified of. So, oh, good. Yeah, well, it's so funny because I feel like these really big, deeper energies that we've been holding on to are finally clearing and releasing. And like, that can feel really intense, and it can feel really, really uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. And if we don't know what's happening, we can think that like we're losing our mind, or we can think that we're backpedaling, or we can think that we're going downhill, or we're like, you know, failing or something. And that's actually not what's happening at all. And if you can learn how to consciously move through these energies and realize that all that's happening is these deeper ancestral wounds are coming up to be cleared and released, and all you have to do is allow the feelings and emotions to move through you, then what ends up happening is that when you come out on the other side, you have this huge awakening, and you have this huge expansion and ability to see things in a completely different way. And that's when you're able to really work in the quantum in the way that I was just describing, where you understand and see that everything is in the now, that you have the ability to work in the quantum field and collapse timelines and allow things to occur instantly, instead of it having to take, you know, weeks or months to create what you want. It can happen instantly if you understand how to work with energy and you understand how to move through your emotions. And it's a skill, right? And it's not something that we're taught. It's not something that we that is common knowledge, right? I just happen to be like so passionate about figuring it out and figuring out how to understand and work with emotions so that we know how to work with our own energy and we know how to create what we want because we know how to work with our emotions. Like, I figured that out, but it's not common knowledge. And it's funny because it feels confusing to people because it's not something that we're taught, and it's not something that people talk about, but it's actually not rocket science, right? All we really need to do is get support around deeply acknowledging how we actually feel. And I did a post about this the other day where I said, all we need to do is deeply acknowledge how you actually feel, not how you think you should feel, not how you wish you felt, but how you actually feel, how you actually felt growing up, and how you actually feel right now. And when you do that, there's such a power and an opening and a potency in that, because you're shining light on the shadow, right? And all the shadow is these pieces of ourselves that have gone unacknowledged, right? That we wanted to put in a container and hide away and not acknowledge. And what ends up happening is it creates dissonance. It creates pieces of ourselves that we're not willing to acknowledge. And what ends up happening is it inhibits our ability to create what we want, to listen to our intuition, to find that alignment within ourselves, so that everything becomes harder. But when you actually just acknowledge all parts of yourself, it creates this alignment where then everything becomes easier. And you have that awakening and understanding of how to work in the quantum. So that's what ends up happening. And that's why you start to create miracles when you learn how to work with your emotions, because there's nothing blocking it anymore. And everything just unfolds perfectly. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's any other comments here. Juanita says, my 5-year-old daughter, who's extremely psychic, decided that this morning I needed to hear something she had heard. She said, Mommy, it's time to enjoy the wow and now. Oh my God. Change my frantic panic to gratitude for the speed. Totally. And things are speeding up right now. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that was the other thing I wanted to talk about, is the acceleration of energies on the planet. So it's happening really quickly, and I can feel that, like, things are about to really change, and they already are. But the way that energy is accelerating and the way that things are speeding up is great, because the shit that it took me like 10 years to move through and clear, we can clear in an hour now. That's how much the energies are accelerating and how much we have access to collapsing timelines and quantum speed. And I'm going to do a whole other video on this to really explain like what that means. But because of the energy acceleration on the planet, we have the ability to clear these major ancestral wounds, like I was saying, and we have the ability to work in the quantum with a high level of speed. So things can happen instantly that used to take a really long time. So the energy acceleration is really real, and it's just important to be aware of it too, because if you're not, it can feel overwhelming, it can feel really ungrounding, and it can feel like you're kind of like spinning out, or it's almost induces a level of anxiety, in my view and my perspective, if you don't know how to work with the energy. So it's really just important to be aware of that. Hi, Maria. And then the other thing I just wanted to talk about is the connection between having these deep ancestral healings and working in the quantum field, and then how that relates to creating the new earth. Because what we're moving into now is a completely different paradigm on the planet, and we all know this, right? But part of it is really about having this deep healing and this deeper awareness of who you really are and why you came to this planet and what your actual mission is on this planet. And you might have an awareness of this and you might already be doing it, but we're having access to this in an even deeper way. And what I mean by that is we're really going to have access to our gifts and our ability to connect with our cosmic connections, our guides, interdimensional beings, like, and when I was talking before about our multidimensionality, what I meant is our ability to connect in and be consciously aware of the other realms of consciousness that we are playing in. So that's a really big theme right now, because once we start doing that, it becomes a lot easier to anchor in our unique frequency that we're supposed to anchor in on the planet, and that actually helps move things forward on the planet. So that's a huge theme right now that we're going to be seeing for a long time, but it's really starting to birth into being right now, and we're really starting to see it in a really big way. So, yeah, so that's kind of everything I'm tuning into. Oh, Maria says, I've had so much anxiety this week. I just feel like I'm out of my body. Like, I feel like I've been drinking so much coffee and my stomach has been hurting the past month, and the things I've been through. Yeah. So the other thing too is any kind of like, stomach pain or indigestion or any of that is all emotional, in my view, right? And like, obviously I have a very quantum view of things, but it's all emotional. So it really is a sign that we need to more deeply look at our emotions and what wants to really come up and be cleared right now. Because I guarantee you, Maria, and this probably goes for everyone, there is a deep ancestral healing and clearing that wants to happen right now and that wants to come through. So that's really real, and that's a huge thing right now. And if you want to explore that further, just reach out to me and we can talk about it and how I can support you with that. So that's about all I have for the energy, but I really just wanted to take a few moments to talk about something really exciting that's been coming through me and that I'm birthing into the world. So my program, The Awakening, I'm relaunching it with a completely new energy and vibration. And it's super important to me, and it's super important to the spiritual advancement of the planet. So it is a 4-month container for women who are very committed to their spiritual advancement and the spiritual advancement of the planet. And what it is you get all of these tools, breath work, meditation, but really, in my view, what the crux of the program is the weekly calls where I do these energetic activations and attunements to allow you to step into the frequency that you are meant to hold on the planet. Because like I said, what creating the new earth is all about, and what's channeled through me, is that it's about all of us holding and anchoring in our unique frequencies and really stepping into our missions and purposes on the planet. So what this program is really about is it's giving you the tools to move through the emotional stuff, because that's super important and cannot be bypassed. And then it's also these weekly calls where we share, but also I do these very powerful energetic activations and attunements where the galactic energy that I'm connected to, which is the Pleiadian energy, mostly, there's other energies involved as well, channels through me, and it's an energetic transmission to you that activates your light codes, activates your dormant DNA, and activates this great awakening within you on a deeper level of who you are, why you came here, and this activating of your unique frequency. So this is very all-encompassing. It's very life-changing. And what it will do is it will activate your ability to be a quantum manifester, to work in the quantum fields and engage with the world in a completely different way. This journey is a complete paradigm shift, because it's going to allow you to connect in with your cosmic backing, your cosmic guides, and also learn how to work and master working in the quantum field, because you're going to be activated in a way where you're able to learn how to manage and work with your own energy, collapse timelines, create in the quantum, have quantum healings, quantum manifestations, and it's just completely shifting the way that you show up, right? So if you have a business, it's going to completely shift the way you show up and receive in your business. It's going to completely shift the way you show up and receive in your relationships. So it's a really powerful journey and a really powerful container. I mean, powerful isn't even the word. It's a complete paradigm shift. And it's really about, the guides keep showing me that it's about you fully reclaiming your consciousness. Because what ends up, what has happened on this planet is our consciousness has been hijacked by societal programming, by the media, by our ancestral wounds. Our consciousness has been taken over by lower frequency energies that are not actually who we are. And in this container, you, through these activations and the tools I give you, you fully reclaim your consciousness. And the guides show me that it's you're taking full control of the vehicle. So any parts of yourself that have been outsourced to programming, to belief systems that aren't yours, you're going to be reclaiming that. So you are in full embodiment of your consciousness so that you can anchor your unique frequency onto the planet. So it's life altering, it's life shifting. It's the energy that's running through me right now about this program is just like beyond. Like, I'm gonna have to like do some deep breathing to relax after this. So anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm officially launching this on Tuesday, but I'm going to do a pre-sale between now and Tuesday. So if you want to get on the waiting list between now and Tuesday, just reach out to me and you're going to receive a special price on the program that no one else will receive. It's $500 off the program. So I think you get it for $24.97 or something like that, and everyone else will be paying $29.97. You also are going to receive my galactic access code activation, my miracle frequency activation, and you're also going to receive access to my birth story breakthrough course, which is a profound shift in how you relate to the world. So to get on the wait list, just email me at info@elisebreeze.com, or you can message me on Facebook. And if you do that before Tuesday, you're going to get the special pricing. So if this is something that is drawing you in, then reach out to me to get on that list so that I can give you that special pricing. And like I said, I'm officially going to launch it on Tuesday, but I'm super excited because this is going to be a journey of a complete shift in your energy, a complete shift in your consciousness. It's been channeling through me for a while, but I'm finally ready to birth it. So yeah, it's going to be big. So that's about all I have. I can't wait to connect with all of you more. Let me know if you have questions about this, and reach out to me to get on the wait list. Like I said, message me or info@elisebreeze.com. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon.